The series finale of WandaVision has come and gone, leaving fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe with their first taste of what is to come in Phase 4 of the MCU. But reception for the final episode online seems to vary from satisfactory to borderline disappointing. Much of the latter seems to center upon the weeks of theorizing that took place between episodes, and the fact that some of those theories never came to be. Leave it to Kevin Feige and crew to always stay one step ahead of fans and their theories. Hi guys, Michael Abayemi here, and today I'm reviewing the final episode of the MCU show, WandaVision. The action-heavy finale picked up right where the last one ended, with Agatha Harkness holding the twins hostage. It is clear that she was trying to provoke Wanda to use her powers on her, so that she could harness those powers much like she did with the witches in the Coven in episode 8. Except Wanda is clearly more powerful than any other witch she has fought before now. And as though the stakes were not already high enough, White's vision arrives to add more fire to the flames. And just as it looked like Wanda was going to get overpowered by the weaponized android, the other vision arrives to even the odds. The two visions face off against each other while Wanda tries to take down Agatha once and for all. I was somewhat surprised to see the final episode quickly devolve into one big effects-heavy fight scene, considering the more unconventional origins of the show. But this is still the MCU after all, so jarring as it was at first, the fight still felt like standard fare when put in the context of the larger MCU. And while that big fight is waging on, Monica is trapped indoors by Pietro. She'd eventually managed to overpower him, destroying what appeared to be the source of Agatha's hold over him. But it was also at that point that we'd learned that he was merely another resident of Westview named Ralph Boner, putting both the Mephisto theories as well as the implications for the wider MCU X-Men crossovers to bed. This was indeed one of the bigger curveballs the showrunners would throw at fans, and also the source of much of the disappointments seen on Twitter after the episode aired. I suppose we'd all played into their hands, thinking that the casting of Evan Peters in the role would mean something significant in the grand scheme of things. And in a pivotal moment during the course of the duel between Agatha and Wanda, the former breaks the latter's spell over the people of Westview, in a bid to guilt her into succumbing to the desires of the townspeople to be allowed to leave. The plan works, forcing Wanda to tear open a rift in the anomaly in a bid to let the people go. Except this also ends up threatening to undo Vision and the twins, forcing Wanda to close the tear before this happens, but not before Hayward and a group of sword soldiers seize the opportunity to get in. The acting sword director will end up causing more damage than good though, as we watch him become one of the most comically bad villains to be seen in the MCU thus far. As though to dispel any doubts that he was merely acting in the greater good, he goes from wanting to save the people from the tyranny of Wanda to shooting directly at kids. Good thing both Monica and Darcy were at hand to put his dastardly deeds in check. The fight between the two visions takes an unexpected turn when Westview Vision reaches out to White's Vision through philosophical talk. This would disarm the weaponized android long enough for the other one to unlock his memories of the events that led up to his death at the hands of Thanos. And in one of the more head-scratching moments of the episode, White's Vision takes his newfound memories and flies off not to be seen again. I guess they must be saving him for yet another appearance further down the MCU timeline. And as we entered into the third act of the episode, Wanda's tussle with Agatha continued to heat up, with both witches trying everything in their power to overcome the other. And in a move that caught both viewers and Agatha by surprise, Wanda reveals that she had cast some runes over Westview, taking away Agatha's ability to cast further spells, much in the same way she had done to Wanda in the previous episode. It was a mind-blowing moment, no doubt, but my problem with it was how quickly Wanda had gone from not knowing about runes a few hours before, to effectively casting them over such a wide area without any training. With Agatha now completely defenseless, Wanda proceeds to absorb her powers, transforming into the Scarlet Witch and cementing her position as the most powerful witch in the world. And in an ironic reversal of fates, Wanda proceeds to trap Agatha in an Agnes persona, until the time she decides she needs her for anything. The final moments of the episode were spent with Wanda coming to grips with having to destroy the Westview anomaly. And as the Hex began to break down all around them, she chooses to spend those last moments with her family, tucking in twins in and saying her final goodbyes to Vision. It was supposed to be a very emotional scene, but its impact was lessened by the knowledge that another Vision was out there roaming around somewhere. And therein lies my biggest gripe with the final episode of WandaVision. In its desire to set up future movies in the MCU, they had neglected to properly pay off events in this particular chapter. This was most strongly felt in its two post-credit scenes. The first one showed Monica receiving a secret message from a Skrull agent, setting the stage for her appearance in the next Captain Marvel movie. While the second one showed Wanda living alone in a remote cabin, except she was now actively using her astral powers to find a way to get the twins back, foreshadowing her involvement in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. WandaVision's final episode had left a lot to be desired. The series as a whole was about Wanda letting go of past traumas and becoming the Scarlet Witch, and to a degree, all that was realized well enough during its 9-episode run. There is no denying though that the show fell shy of its full potential at the very end, even though I was one of those who found the show as a whole to be satisfactory. As far as first forays into the realm of serialized television goes, it serves as a promising start to the ongoing expansion of the MCU. I'll give the episode a 7 out of 10. What did you think about the final episode of WandaVision? Let me know in the comment section down below. Next up on the MCU release slate is Falcon and the Winter Soldier starting next week, so make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on if you don't want to miss my coverage of that show. And until the next one, this is Michael signing off.